Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Why I Love Rhodium. Rhodium is what I consider to be a fringe precious metal, and this is probably on the outer ring of the fringe of precious metals, but it is also by far the most rare that comes in bullion form. The bar that you see before you here is one of the first that has been created in the public sector here. This is made by Baird & Company, and it is a 1 ounce 3/9 fine rhodium bar, and it was purchased when rhodium took quite a bit of a dive to just under $1,000 an ounce. Since then, rhodium has shot up well above $2,000 an ounce, and it is quite a fascinating metal, and its history is just as fascinating. It was discovered in 1803 by William Wollaston, who also discovered the platinum metal group metal palladium. It's fascinating indeed how it was discovered. It was when he was examining a platinum ore in Peru. He was alerted to the possibility of a new element by looking at the slightly different color associated with it. It almost had a rose color to it. The element name comes from the Greek word rhodium, which means rose. And it was the color of a dilute solution in rhodium's salts. It's part of the platinum group of metals that you have often heard about, palladium and platinum. Well, it also includes iridium and osmium, which are much rarer metals indeed. But those you don't see in a bullion form. And it was only until recently, when the price did take a dip, as was the case with palladium, that you started to see the manufacture of rhodium in the form of precious metals bars and coins. That's right, there is one coin out there that is made up and comprised of rhodium, which is a difficult metal to work with. The metal itself is rare. It's hard, silvery, white, lustrous metal. It's highly reflective and extremely resistant to corrosion, which is why it's been used as plating for jewelry. It's not. It's resistant to corrosion. It's non-reactive, and it's used as a catalyst in catalytic converters, just as palladium and platinum are, but not nearly as much as platinum and palladium. But a lot of the platinum group metals do have that usage for them. As of the recent iridium is the scarcest of the precious metal of the platinum metals groups, but the rhodium has really run amok in the price. Until 1985, it never traded above $1,000, but it did rise to $5,350 in 1991, but then sank to $183 in 1997. But then it spiked back up to $10,000 in mid-2008. I remember seeing the price of rhodium go up during that time. It's always cited that the boom of the use of rhodium for automobile catalytic converters in the late 80s, combined with the chronic work stoppages at the South African mines where most of it comes from. Aside from the converters, rhodium serves to harden platinum and palladium and appears frequently in jewelry usage. The Guinness Book of World Records presented Paul McCartney with a rhodium-plated disc in 1979. And then other than the coin that I talked about, which I think was a dragon coin that was made, I forget which mint made it. I actually had posted a video about it before. But in 2009, there was a mint founded by Eaton Cohen, designed and began striking 1-gram rhodium medallions and offered them for sale for just about $30 some odd over the bullion value on a website. But it did fail. It faced quality control issues because the metal was difficult to work with. and the company went out of business in 2013. But nonetheless, rhodium is quite a fascinating metal, and since the Baird Mint has started making its bars, Pam Suisse has also produced bars made out of rhodium. But again, it's a fringe precious metals, and it's a very specialized and a very speculative precious metal as well. Its value is basically wholly based off of speculation. Because of its rarity, its use in industry is very limited. But it is quite an interesting metal to have, to be procured in a collection as such, as sort of a diversification tool, if so desired. But I bought it because I wanted to have an example, a bullion example of a metal that has been recognized as and rare as such. And this is the first time that I know of that rhodium has been offered in this form. So here it is, 1 ounce of fine rhodium, 3/9 fine. Baird & Company is the company who produced this bar. It's beautifully done. Have I thought about getting more rhodium? I don't know. If the price ever did drop back down, I might consider it. But now I think I'm just going to hold on to this one piece. I was fortunate to be able to pick it up when the prices were at lows that haven't been seen for quite a while. But to me, it's a novelty to have it, and I think it's a fascinating metal. The rarity is intriguing, and it is a beautiful metal. This particular piece seems to have sort of a matte finish, so it doesn't have quite the reflectivity, the polished reflectivity that the metal is known for. But I will continue to hold this and treasure this. And I don't know how many of you have ever accumulated rhodium, but it is sold in different sizes than 1 ounce. You can obtain it in 5-ounce sizes and 10th-ounce sizes. And I think there might even be some gram designations by at least Baird and maybe some other mints as well. But nonetheless, other than its rarity and its limited use in the marketplace, there's not really a whole lot more to say about it, other than that it's a fascinating and different kind of way to accumulate precious metals. And so here this is. This stands as a testament and a way to collect the different kind of metals out there. The question is with as rare as rhodium is, especially within the Earth's crust, or especially above outside of the Earth's crust, it is a wonder if there will be any other rare metal that will be fabricated in such a manner or form as this. There is an abundance, when I say abundance, it's still rare, of rhodium down at the bottom of the seas. It's very difficult to get to. That's why it's not been processed a whole lot above ground. But nonetheless, rhodium. It's an interesting and fascinating metal, and I think it goes without a shadow of a doubt that it will probably live on as being one of the most intriguing metals in the world of precious metals. And who knows what's going to happen for some of these other even more rare metals, if they'll ever be fabricated as such. There are ways to be able to obtain samples of other metals in solid form, but not in the form of bullion, as an investment vehicle. And that's exactly what this is. A metal like this that is so far removed on the fringe is a metal that would be considered an investment potential, a risky one at that. In this particular case, if I were to sell this, I would make double my money. But that's not really the reason why I got it. So post your thoughts below about rhodium as a metal, of its uses in jewelry, as a catalyst, and is this something you might be interested in getting down the road? I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.